my god, a new Chris Dangerfield video just came out. I can't wait to watch it.
Dangerfield, Dangerfield.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. A quote most people know, wrongly attributed to Shakespeare most of the time. It was actually Sir Walter Scott's 1808 poem called Marmion, A Tale of Flodden Field. And if you don't know, the Battle of Flodden, Northumberland, 1513, King James IV famously killed there. One of the bloodiest battles between England and Scotland. Anyway, this is where this tale of marketing and deception starts. I stumbled across this thumbnail. Banned advert shows Britain's decline. So this is the channel. It's quite a new channel, quite a small channel. I'll leave a link in the description because he's actually good. There's some great content on there, and if you like my content, you'll probably like his. Go and show him some support.
There's a company called Coinbase, and they're one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. You can buy and sell cryptocurrency on Coinbase in the UK and indeed most countries in the world. And they've made an advert which has been banned for being shown in Great Britain. Now I'm going to play this advert for you now. You'll see in a second why it's been banned.
I just want to add that the actual title of the video is Coinbase Ad Mocks Modern Britain, a brutal and honest take on UK life.
We ain't got no troubles, no reason to complain. 'Cause here in great old Britain, we just love it when it rains.
Morning.
We're cozy here at home,
Even though it's not our own. But wait a few more years and who can say? Everything is just fine. Everything is grand. Your life can get no better when you're living by the letter in this pleasant land. Everything is just fine. Everything is great. The streets can't get no cleaner, nor the rat meat any leaner. No, life is just first rate.
Everything is just fine.
These fish fingers are a steal.
Price is up a smidge.
Just £100 a meal.
Empty purse, but hey, could be worse if there was nothing in the fridge.
Strategic realignment means I get to work for myself. Yeah! Paying off my law degree with tips from each delivery. Excuse me, sir, I have your tandoori. Everything is just fine. Everything is grand. Your life can get no better when you're living by the letter in this pleasant land. Everything is just fine. Everything is great. We're soldiering on. We're doing our bit.
We're off to Dubai.
It's time to jump ship.
We're tightening our belts with a stiff upper lip. 'Cause everything's just fine.
So they're promoting crypto investment as a way of getting out of a shocking, decrepit, depressing, grey, failing mess of a nation, or the UK, a kingdom. Calling it a kingdom these days, I mean, it's almost like a joke in itself. This isn't really a comment on this fella's video because it gets a little bit more complicated than this. So I looked into it and I found this on Crypto News. Exclusive. Coinbase advert hasn't been banned in the UK. As a writer, I'd love my book to be banned. We all know the Streisand effect. please ban my book, please ban my Substack, someone do something. That, you know, that you literally can't buy that kind of marketing. Exclusive, Coinbase advert hasn't been banned in the UK. Two advertising regulators have told Crypto News that a controversial Coinbase advert hasn't been banned in the UK. Very strange, and there's a clip of the advert. So Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong caused an almighty splash on X this week, claiming the exchange's new TV advert had been banned. So the CEO of Coinbase has attempted to Streisand affect himself. And the fact that Political Waffle, a clever bloke, has made a video about this advert being banned and has got a thumbnail saying it's banned, and in the video says it's been banned. It worked. And you'll see underneath that, there's just one problem. That isn't actually true. The 2-minute film casts a rather bleak picture of England. We could exchange rather bleak there with realistic picture of Britain, and depicts people living in leaky houses on rat-infested streets with the characters singing "Everything is just fine" as the lights cut out and the doors fall off their hinges. A little bit. We don't need to really go over other things that happened in the video because we saw it. After the advert was published on Coinbase's official X account, Armstrong had written, remember Armstrong being Coinbase's CEO, "We weren't allowed to run this ad on TV in the UK, but that's fine, we can just share it online. We're using humour to make a very important point. The current financial system simply doesn't work for most people. It needs to be updated." Yeah, I mean, again, this is why I opened with the quote about a tangled web we weave, because there's so much deception going on so many levels in this video. Is that the point you were making? Were you really making that, or were you trying to sell Coinbase to people? Was it an advert? Was it a political advert suggesting the current financial system doesn't work and it needs to be updated? Or were you trying to sell Coinbase? I'm going to suggest you were trying to sell Coinbase, and I think most people watching this would as well. Now, there might be some people who say, well, they're not mutually exclusive. You could be selling Coinbase and saying that the current financial system simply doesn't work. But they weren't. They just weren't. Absolutely not. They were portraying England as a shithole, and by the very nature of the business that is that showed that depicted England or the UK like that is your way out. Get into crypto, make a load of money, and foxtrot Oscar to Dubai. He doubled down on this a few days later, claiming the ad was banned by British television networks and Coinbase was being censored. Crypto News reached out to Coinbase twice to ask for evidence to back up these claims, but the exchange told us it had nothing to add. So there's the actual tweet on X. Our ad, which got banned in the UK by TV networks, has sparked quite a reaction. If you can't say it, then there must be a kernel of truth in it. I mean, this is milking it. This is really milking it. You know, we just said the truth, and if they're banning it, you know, this is more of the same. We told you we're right, and this kind of supports their tangled web that they were trying to show that the financial system needs to be changed, rather than we're just selling crypto. Needing to update the system and improve society is not a political statement on either party in the UK. Some have tried to turn it, and then it goes on and on and on and on. Right. So, Crypto News say, unconvinced, we decided to go directly to the organisations responsible for regulating adverts on British TV to find out what's going on. Whenever a new TV advert is created, it needs to be approved by an organisation called Clearcast. Big brother. It checks whether commercials follow the UK Code of Broadcasting Advertising, known as BCAP for short. Sorry. I know something else that's called a BCAP, which aims to ensure ads are legal, decent, honest and truthful. In a statement, Clearcast told Crypto News, Clearcast reviewed a pre-production script and rough cut for this advert. We considered that it presented cryptocurrency as a potential solution to economic challenges without sufficient evidence for this claim or any warnings about the potential volatility and risks. We concluded that it did not comply with the BCAP code and advised that we could not approve this approach. Okay, so it would appear that it indeed was banned. As you can see above, Coinbase's video doesn't include any of the disclaimers required in adverts of financial services. You know, you usually get that, crypto investing is a high-risk investment. You may lose all your money, and it's said so fast, it's just pointless being there. Statements that make it clear investments may go up. That's the line, isn't it? Your investments may go up as well as down. There you go. Clearcast later told us, for clarification, we did not ban the ad. Right, that's quite clear. Let me read that again. For clarification, we did not ban the ad, as that can only be done by the regulator, the Advertising Standards Authority, after an ad makes it to air. So this is quite interesting actually. An advert can only be banned once it's got on air. I mean, I don't agree with the banning of things, but if your system works in such a way that the content can be made, the content has to be made public before you can ban it, that doesn't seem like a very healthy system of banning. Kind of, this is why you get the Streisand effect. And again, I'm not against that in any way, but it was like Frankie Goes to Hollywood's Relax. It was played everywhere, and then it got banned, and then it got played, and then everyone bought it. But if it hadn't have been played in the first place and got banned, no one would have known about it. So I don't know. It doesn't surprise me that the government seem to have their thumbs in their asses. But anyway, we'll carry on. Okay. So as the Advertising Standards Authority banned the advert then, a spokesperson told Crypto News, no, the ASA hasn't banned this ad. We don't pre-clear ads. We respond to concerns about ads once they're in the public domain. Put another way, Brian Armstrong's been pretty misleading here, falsely claiming that Coinbase is being censored in order to rack up hits online, which it's doing here. I mean, I am telling you about this. I am putting Coinbase further into your consciousness. Political Waffles video will be putting Coinbase further into people's consciousness. This article by Crypto News that is debunking the idea that the video was banned is also further weaving the idea that the concept of Coinbase as a crypto entity into the cultural fabric of our lives. It's all working out a treat for them. And it seems the strategy has worked, given that the ad has generated millions of views in under a week. I mean, it's genius, really. It's absolute genius. Crypto News went back to Coinbase after receiving confirmation that the advert hasn't been banned, with the spokesperson saying, the ban in question reflects that everything is fine, was rejected by Clearcast for broadcast TV. A rejection isn't the same as a ban. And that's what it comes down to, really. As we've already found out, It has to go to the ASA, the Advertising Standards Authority. It has to be aired before it could be banned, and it was actually rejected by that pre-group. The manufactured controversy comes amid claims that a new law in the UK called the Online Safety Act is stifling free speech online. Some of the measures it imposes includes mandatory age verification checks for adult content. Aside from the fact the Coinbase advert hasn't been banned, there's another issue worth reflecting on here. Many Britons didn't like it. So that's a totally different issue, and I don't want this video to go on any longer. But it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, there's so much strange deception here, people wanting clicks. I mean, I see so many YouTube adverts and people in the comments are like, nice clickbait title. YouTubers made clickbait a necessity. Clickbait is how you advertise your video. If you've got a video, if you've got a lockpicking video, like I've got a lockpicking channel as well as this one, and I'm reviewing a new lockpicking tool. If I say new lockpicking tool review, that's going to get next to no hits. If I say, can this tool open your front door in less than 10 seconds, it's going to get loads of hits, or certainly more, because that's the world we live in. And what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. And the internet, as an idea, is practicing to deceive.
This video, like, share and subscribe. Bye bye.
Sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet.